I've decided it's time for my channel to have a reboot. So, time for a reboot. So, I bet you guys have been wondering where I've been. Well, Texas actually, and part of it has been for my brother's funeral, and part of it has been for a convention, an anime convention called ACON. And you're probably thinking, well, that doesn't really go together. A funeral is a really somber occasion, whereas an anime convention is goofiness and frivolity and fun. Yes, my brother would not have wanted me to remember the state that he loved in such a negative and very serious way, and I believe that he would have wanted me to try and find something good and fun and positive about the state that he loved. So, in remembrance of him, I tried to find the funnest and most affordable big thing I could that I felt comfortable doing. And conventions were always a bit more familiar to me. That was the kind of nerd herd I felt comfortable going with. So I did that. And there I met all sorts of people. And this, of course, will be a multi-parter post. Yeah, so part one. Today I want to go over just the general first day and whatnot of Texas and some of the things I'd found about the people of Texas in general. One of the biggest things that surprised me is that everyone actually sounds like me here. Yeah, the cabbies sound like me, the restaurant workers sound like me. Most of the people in Texas, they don't really have that Texan twang unless you like go out to the country. That really surprised me. I thought they would all sound like y'all and you have a good time now and whatever Texans sound like. I don't know. So, but no, they sound exactly like me. And it was really shocking, actually, when I learned that when people were like, so where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I'm from just below Canada. And I'm like, so where are you from? And they're like, oh, we were born and raised just like a half hour from here. And I'm like, in Texas? And they're like, yeah, where else would I be from? And I'm like, well, I don't know, you sound just like me. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know, you know? And it was just really shocking. It was a culture shock, but it was fun. But it wasn't just Texas that sounds just like me. Um, I had met, because I took a Greyhound down, and I met people from Ohio, I met people from Tennessee, I met people from Georgia. They all sounded just like me. So this right here, for all of my international followers, this right here is the American accent. So if you meet anyone who sounds just like this is the American accent. It is universal throughout America, and anyone who does have a regional accent most likely is from the country or from pockets around the United States that have a specific accent. But they are outliers, I want to say. They are from kind of regional districts, I guess. But yeah, that has surprised even me that they kind of didn't really have what most people perceive as a Texan accent. But yeah, when I first got off the Greyhound, there was a group of men that actually tried rolling me for all my money. They started talking to me like, hey, let me help you with your bag. Hey, where are you from? How long are you going to be in town? Where are you staying? Stuff like that. And I'm like, please don't stand behind me. Please don't walk behind me. I can do this on my own, thanks. I can carry my own bag. I'm okay. And when I checked my bag, this is really important, guys. Don't let anyone walk behind you, especially if they're a little too friendly, especially in America. If they offer to hold your bag, do not let them hold your bag, especially if they are waiting outside. especially if they are not inside, especially if they do so when no one's looking, especially if there's no cameras. Because when I went to go check my bag, the pocket with all of my money was half unzipped. Like, if I hadn't been paying attention, if I had let these guys walk behind me, they would have unzipped the pocket with all of my money and they would have taken all of my money. No doubt about it. And these guys have no morals. The only moral they have is, I want, I will get, I need to eat. They wouldn't have cared that I was in need of that money myself. And they would not have cared that I was a stranger. They would have taken my money. And I was smart enough to ask them not to walk behind me. And they knew that I would have made a scene, so they just kind of backed off like, oh shit, she's smart. Yeah. Don't let anyone approach you in public like that. If you go anywhere, go in a group. Don't, I have a luggage lock. Lock your bags as best you can. If you have any zippers, lock the zipper pulls together. And, yeah, if you have any money or anything, bury it in the bottom of your bag. If any large amounts, bury it in the bottom of your bag. Carry your money in your pockets, like if you have jeans pockets, yeah, do that. So yeah, that was one of my first experiences getting right off the bus, and I'm like, oh, this is not a good town. So yeah, that was interesting. When I was waiting for the bus at one point, there was a Segway tour that actually was like, can you just, and I'm like, okay, and I kind of got up against the building like, ah! So there was like, I don't know, like a group of like 9 or 10 people that just kind of segued by, and I'm like, okay. And they actually ran into it. One of the guys on the Segways actually ran into a trash can, and I'm like, oh shit. That was amusing. So yeah, you see all sorts of things in the cities. And, the cabbie yesterday, when he was bringing me back from my brother's funeral, he actually showed me where President Kennedy got shot. He showed me the X's on the road where the first and second bullets went through his head. And I know this might be grim for some people, but it was really exciting to me because I love history. I'm kind of a history nerd. And it's so fascinating because they never teach you about any of this at school. And it happened right in Dallas. And so he showed me the building where one of the snipers was, supposedly, because there was more than one sniper, supposedly, and he showed me that it got turned into a museum. He showed me the window where one of them was supposed to have been, and he actually took me to the fence where there was a hole in the fence where one of the bullets was supposed to have gone through, and I actually took a picture of the fence and the hole in the fence where it was supposed to have gone through, and it was really cool. The tower's not very tall, but then again, there aren't a lot of tall buildings at the time, so that was kind of a cool thing. And yeah, sorry, geeky moment. So yeah, that's that, and I mostly stay in my room here because, well, I didn't know this at the time, but the hotel that I checked out is actually full of, like, drug dealers and hookers, and I've already gotten propositioned, like, oh god, at least 10 times. People will drive up and be like, hey, you need a ride somewhere? Hey, pretty lady, blah, 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 and I'm just like, I'm good, thanks. And, that's one thing you got to really be aware of. If somebody's asking you for your ride, or offering you a ride, asking for your number, do not accept a ride from them. Do not give them your number, because they aren't actually wanting to communicate with you just to pass the time of day. They aren't offering you a ride because they think you actually need one. They are trying to purchase your services. I am not a butt ugly woman. I am not a frumpy, unattractive woman. I'm not being vain when I say this. I am a young female, and men will try to get some. Whether I am advertising myself as a prostitute or not, that doesn't matter to most men. They are one-track-minded fellows. Yeah, that sucks for me. That's why I really don't trust men in this country at all. Sad but true. The other day when I was waiting at the bus stop, I actually, don't wait anywhere after dark, or after like 4 p.m. 4 p.m. is the cutoff time, I would say, in Dallas for the bus stop because it was about 7 or so when this guy sat down beside me at the bus stop, and he was like, um, he just started talking to me, and I'm like, okay, hi. And so he started talking about Jesus and how he had religion in his life and that was all he had. He was like homeless, and I'm like, okay, cool, cool. Jesus is good, I guess. Good for you. And he was talking about how he just needed a good woman to love him, and he didn't understand why he didn't have one. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And he started following me to the bus, like he just was accompanying me, and that's fine. But then he started, like, after we ended up figuring out which bus I needed, which he was genuinely helpful. Like, he was like, oh, that's the bus that goes to the other station. Let's get on that one instead. And I'm like, okay. Because that was actually the station I needed to get to, and there was something wrong with the buses not coordinating like the bus driver had told me. So he was actually helpful. He helped me get to the right station, the right bus. That was good. What was bad was he got into an argument with like the bus driver that we had just gotten off of the bus at the bus station to get onto the other bus that needed to take me to my hotel. That wasn't very cool of him, but whatever. Wasn't my problem because I didn't really know him. Anyway, but then he was like, hey, you eat dinner yet? And I'm like, I will when I get back to my hotel room. And he's like, oh, okay, well, how about I walk you to your hotel room? And I'm like, no, no, thank you. I'm good. You can, it's okay. You can go, do your thing. And he's like, no, it's okay. I really, really want to. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't. And he's like, I'm paying. I'm like, it's okay. You don't need to. You can save your money. He's like, no, I really want to. And I'm like, it's okay. So I had to convince him not to follow me to my hotel room, and I had to convince him it was really okay not to spend his last few dollars, because he was homeless, on buying a strange girl dinner because he was trying to follow her home to her hotel from the bus. Batshit crazy. He was talking about how, like, his brother shot him in the head with a bow and arrow because he was dating a girl for a day, and then this girl got together with his brother, and now they're married with kids. And I'm like, wow, God helped you dodge a bullet on that one, or an arrow on that one. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, that's good. He's like, yeah, I guess that is good. And I'm like, yeah, I see the positive in things. He's like, yeah, I just am having a really hard time because I don't have a girlfriend. And I'm like, okay, that's okay. Yeah, that's probably a good thing. Oh man, this guy was nuts. Don't take the bus after dark. You meet so many weird people. That's why I don't leave my room after a certain time of day. But yeah, that was the last day of con. That was Sunday. I tried taking the bus to save money. And I did save money, but, well, then I met crazy. Oh my god, I barely made it home because it was the last bus too. And I just stayed in my room, and I was like, nope, 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 not going outside, not going outside, not going outside. So yeah, that was some of my experience with Dallas as a town. So I will actually tell you more about the con in one of my other videos. This video is kind of long enough already. Then I can tell you more about my brother's funeral in another video. And yeah. Oh, one of my other nights here, I also, it almost sounded like someone was going to get shot. Like there was arguing, and it was a mess. And I'm just like, oh, please somebody get shot. So yeah. Oh, like my ears? Yeah, these came in a grab bag, and that's why I have them. I didn't choose the colors. They're pink and yellow and black. I have a pink tail to go with them, but I'm not going to show you that. I also got a lot of other cool stuff. But yeah. So I might or might not wear these in another video. They're adorable though! Yay! So like, share, subscribe. Oh, and also, for the haters who say I can't do makeup, this makeup is bomb. Yeah, suck it. Oh, before I forget, there was a random horse carriage on the road coming back from Con Sunday, I think it was. Yeah, no, full horse carriage. It was like ironwork and it was beautiful. It was like, yeah, it was just like wrought ironwork and it was white and it was pulled by like, I don't know, a couple of brown horses or something. And there was people inside and they were texting on their phones and I'm like, look up, you snotwads. There's a beautiful, like, wrought iron white carriage around you and it's just going along the road and you're ignoring it for your phones? You dorks, I just wanted to get off of the bus and, like, pay attention. Oh, okay, bye.